It's good afternoon. Um, yeah, as usual, I'm running a little late on a Monday, but yeah, went actually to Salt Lake City with a short side trip to Austin with the wife. She's getting her doctorates through university out in Provo, Utah, and I think the second time I've done it at the fly out end of the week, and run around Salt Lake City area having a good time, and had a good time again. Honestly, didn't do anything wild and crazy. Just it was, you know, Salt Lake City's a cool place, fun place to run around. Anyway, I want to start off on something because of the trip. Have been watching the Olympics late at night when I get home and stuff, hour or so watching different things, and landed in Austin Thursday. Yes, the women's uh, hockey team was playing Canada for gold, and was walking to the gate, and a bunch of people cheering and stuff at the one of the bars, and walked up and had what 10 minutes or so in the women's game. So I stopped and watched, talking to a couple other people, just once again random folks, and of course the women's won, and the whole place went nuts. And I was thinking, it's cool walking through an airport, up in a bar, rooting on rooting on the U.S. and not knowing these people. Guy I talked to, where's he from? He was up from up north somewhere, and while he didn't play hockey, he was a big fan. Then there was a lady from Austin, and she was a big hockey fan. Once again, you don't expect people from Texas to be hockey fans. She was, and we kind of talked, had a good time. It was really, really cool. Well, on the way back, we left Salt Lake early back into Austin, and the guy sitting next to me so happened to have an iPad and was hooked up through Southwest's Wi-Fi and was watching the game. And so timing worked out perfect, really. Started was when the men's team won. And it once again is really cool. The whole plane started chanting USA. And right after we touched down, of course, the stewardess, she was up front and couldn't see anything. And it was pretty cool. She's like, well, and she knew some of us watched the game. Excuse me. She goes, well, I assume from all the cheering that U.S. won another gold medal. And I was thinking there, waiting to get off plane, so, really cool. And coincidence, both times it was in Austin that the men's and women's won. But it was just cool being around people I had never met, probably, well, we'll never meet again, and rooting for the men's and women's hockey team. And after got off the plane, had to wait, talking to a couple other people, and they thought it was cool too, and they weren't even hockey fans. So it was a really cool situation. And I got thinking on the way back here to Atlanta, I said, that kind of applies to, I think, tabletop gaming, sports games and stuff in general, about how it's just cool to watch people that might not, I don't say talk, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but outside of the shop or outside of a sporting event, and I say it happened, big soccer fan, go to Atlanta United games, you probably wouldn't socialize with, but how the sports and gaming kind of brings crowds together. I just think that that's really cool. And once again, I see that in the shop um, that Magic, 40K, Age of Sigmar. It's about the community, especially going to conventions, even the bigger conventions, about how the gaming environment community. It's cool. It's just it really is. And once again, that just stuck in my mind when I was coming back last night and flying back into Atlanta. And once again, shout out to the wifey. Had a great time. Thanks for, I don't say making me go, but pushing me to go with her. It was a good, relaxing time. Because it's going to be busy coming up. I've got tons of stuff to do, and headed to Skirmish Con this weekend. Then follow up shortly, going up to Adepticon, which I'm very excited about. Another thing, very gaming related. I'd met Dave Baker back my first Gamma 10 years ago now, and follow up with that with meeting him better. I don't have to explain it. Through Kurt, Miniature Building Authority. Kurt and they're good friends, and Dave went to Auburn, so once again we team up on Kurt being a Georgia fan, and give him a hard time. But Dave, he has Trenchworks miniatures, Trenchworks design, Trenchworks games, Trenchworks. Does casting, and when I met him back at what was this, 10 years ago now, he had some World War II trucks, I believe, and they were incredible. And that was back before all the different processes, the 3D printing, all this stuff was big. I'm like, wow, that's quality stuff. And followed him the last 10 years, and wants him for casting. Personally, I think he's overall the best caster in the U.S. Good stuff. Well, he's in Salt Lake City, actually, Sandy, the South Salt Lake City. So I stopped by his warehouse, and it was really cool. Really enjoyed it. Jill was with me. She had no clue about that side of the industry. She thought it was really cool and really enjoyed it. So shout out to Dave. Thanks for spending time with him. But anyway, I learned some stuff. And one thing I didn't realize, they do a lot of Kickstarter fulfillments and other game manufacturers. They're big into 3D printing. They really do everything as far as miniatures, any process you want. And they metals, they still do metals. So once again, one of the few guys out there doing metals. Once again, it was cool to see everything. And probably could have spent another hour or two with Dave, but he was busy. It was Friday. So but I'll probably do another video. I got he gave me some samples and stuff. Yeah, I'm going to do another short video sometime about all this cool stuff and show it to you. But definitely check it out. What was kind of, I thought, interesting was he was going through with some of the stuff he was doing. I knew he'd done a couple Kickstarters, but he mentioned 1490 Dune. I went, you got that? He goes, yeah, I'm doing all their casting for all the Kickstarter and everything. And he's got these rows of this of shells of stuff he's doing and kind of his stock. Go around the corner and he's got all this 1490 Doom. He's actually sending out the last of the Canadian Kickstarter, which should finish up their fulfillment. And I went, no way. I'd just gotten into the game. So we talked about that for a while. And then he showed me some other Kickstarter stuff he was doing. And it was just cool. Once again, there's several companies he does all their miniatures for him. So once again, really, really cool. Great guy. good old boy, he is from Auburn. So not only did he go to Auburn, he's from Auburn. But yeah, shout out to Dave, show me around, and really, really cool. Got me inspired to do more 3D printing. Can't match what he's got. Once again, he has his warehouse is probably roughly big as my store, and that's all he does is print, um, print, cast, make minis, and does everything from scratch up to this casting making. It was a pretty interesting stuff. And in fact, he's so busy right now, he's not going to go to the Adepticon. Um, Once again, I guess it's a good problem to have. I miss seeing him there, but yeah, shout out to him. What else we got going? Yeah, it seems like I've been gone for a month, even though it's been just a couple days. I said busy getting ready to take stuff to Skirmish Con. Uh, I've got to work on. I did get a bunch of blisters in, so I'm going to be packaging up a bunch of. I've got a bunch of miniatures printed up. Of course, I'll print more, but I really got to work on getting stuff packaging because it's amazing. See if this when you're selling stuff is much better than this. Just it looks better. People look at it. So got a busy next few days cut out for me. Um, but I'm fun. I enjoy it. That I definitely enjoy the printing, doing all this other side of the gaming industry. I've got to get 3D printers up and running. Got to build up some stock. Slowly learning what people want to buy out there for train for 3D prints. Miniatures, once again, I started that, so I have sold a few in the store, so that definitely helps. But what people are going to buy out there in the wild at conventions, still to be determined. Hadn't talked to Chelsea, of course, is gone this weekend, but definitely you've got Riftbound coming up. Oh man, I just realized we've got a Magic coming up, a new set of Magic. So I got to look at that today. Oh, so yeah, busy time, good time, and yeah, shout out to once again everybody that came out this weekend, the last week, and it's good times, exciting times. Um, Making me stay on my toes as far as getting stuff restock. Looks like Mike got all. We got Reaper paint restock. We got Monument restock. Uh, Citadel, we're getting paints in weekly. I probably need to do a Turbo Dork restock. Um, Once again, we continue to sell the heck out of paints. It's a good thing. So I need to look at a couple other things. I didn't spend Sunday and Monday looking at restocks, catching up on all that stuff. So definitely need to work on that this afternoon. Um, Gaming wise, I don't know if I get any games in this week, just because of we're leaving. Yeah, we'll leave Thursday. So only gives me a couple days to catch up on everything and get ready for the convention. But if you're in Florida, definitely check out Skirmish Con. It's in Jacksonville. Good convention. Definitely growing. Um, Exciting to see conventions grow, and I got a feeling they may have already outgrown their current place. Once again, one of those good problems to have, I guess. And yeah, gearing up for all my conventions. And I need to talk to Kurt. He went up to Williamsburg for Williamsburg Mustard. I went last year, but I'd already committed to going to Jill to Utah. So, and that's not going to hurt. it was like I said, good for me to get away from things and kind of chill. So, but that's about it, and we'll talk to you guys later.